Ready?
Yeah.
We're here with Jeremy Frith, lead coach for the Guernsey team at the Under-15 Division 1 Championship. Jeremy, how's the tournament gone for you?
It's been, I suppose, a disappointing week in terms of results. However, lots of other positives in terms of some of the learning and some of the progression some of the players have made, and a bit as a collective. But frustrating a little bit in terms of results.
As a coach, what are the general observations that you've seen over the past week?
I think for us it's definitely basics. If you watch one ball, you'd probably say that they can play, we're okay. But if you watch 100 balls of us against the teams we've played against this week, generally we've made more basic errors than they have, and that's the reason we've struggled with performances.
Coaches talk a lot about basics and the foundations to create good performance, but what's the basics to you as a coach?
I mean, just in terms of a batter, it is about balance. It's about getting everything aligned and then just making sure the bat swings down in a straight line towards the ball, and that's one of the key things for us. I mean, looking at us play this week, very few of our batters, or not enough of them, have brought the bat down in a straight line towards the ball. And if you take it back to that, sometimes away from all the different variations and innovations going on, which happen around 20-20 cricket and 50 over cricket, that's where our challenges are and how we move forward, both in our junior cricket and with our senior cricket as well.
Is that a concern for you as a coach, taking the game forward for the players?
It's our big challenge really is we have a culture of 20-20 cricket, a social 20-20 cricket as well, where if you look at how our under-15s, who are probably just coming into playing adult cricket now, generally they get a pat on the back for a quick 20 and smacking a couple of boundaries, and actually getting in there, grafting and making 10 or 30 balls and then getting out. It's not great in a 20-20 game, so they don't get the reward and the praise necessarily for actually doing some of the really good basics of the game that they need in 50 over cricket regularly enough. So our challenge really is to provide them with a lot more longer cricket where the basics of the game get reinforced, and then we back that up with the technical input as well.
In terms of going forward as a coach, how do you start planning ahead for next year really, and what are the processes that you put in place?
I think key things really are to help the players reflect on where they are at the moment and what are the differences between themselves and the players they see around them. Obviously a number of them will have aspirations of getting into the senior side, so it will be then comparing themselves with those players, and then the teams that the senior side play against. We're very lucky in the fact that Guernsey is a small place, and that a lot of our young players do come down and watch, and hopefully they watch with a critical eye. So helping them with those reflections is quite key, but then really making sure that they action plan and we support those plans around their needs really. I think there are a number of generic basics, but it comes down to a choice with a lot of the players in the end. How much do they actually want to get better? And I think sometimes as coaches we can force feed a little bit too much. We've got to make it their game and their own basics.
That's really going on to the role of like a coach and the player-centred environment. A player-centred environment, what does that actually mean to you, Jeremy?
Well, for me, it's about helping the player do what they want to do. I'm quite happy if a player turns up to me and says, well, I'm quite good at cricket, but actually I don't want to take it that seriously. Well, okay, well, I'll help you enjoy it then. And if it's as simple as that, then my job is to just help them enjoy the game. They could be very good, they could be one of the best players in the team, and that might be their approach, but they're still important and they should still have the right to play and enjoy the game. So we'll also have obviously people that want to play at the top level and aspire to great things, and they'll want to work in a certain way. So my challenge is to move around and work with all the different aspirations of people whilst helping the cricket ball fulfil their objectives.
We have thousands of coaches over Europe, ranging from Norway to Finland, Slovenia, Gibraltar. We've got them all over the place. What is the key role of the coach?
Fundamentally, it's to help people enjoy and love the game. If you do that, you've done a fantastic job. And no one ever really got very good at anything they didn't enjoy doing. So, first thing, even if you see the unbelievable talent, is to make sure they love the game. So, for me, it's as simple as that.
In terms of your coaching experience, your coaching journey, when is it being significant where you've probably seen cricket in it from a different viewpoint, or you've seen something in terms of a coach change or an enhancement that's really had an impact on you?
I think coming to Guernsey's been a very different. It's been an eye-opener for someone who grew up in England, went through county age groups and into second team cricket, because whenever you get to a representative squad, you kind of assume that everyone's there wanting to be the best that they can be and go on to further things, whereas actually that's not the case. We're working in an amateur environment with people with very different aspirations across professionally and academically and with their sport as well. So it is trying to balance the needs of everyone versus the needs of the group and the objectives of the cricket board. So for me, I think coming to Guernsey has been a real eye-opener in terms of making sure that people do it for all the intrinsic reasons, rather than because we haven't got the extrinsic rewards here that you can offer with like a county contract or a career in first class cricket. We have to make sure people do it because they love it and they enjoy it.